Okay, I'm going to show you how you can add some different transition words and phrases into your essay to make it to make some coherence, to create some coherence within your essay. So, some transition phrases and words you might use might be sequence words or phrases, anywhere where you're adding ideas or adding detail, anywhere where you might be contrasting, like using the negation strategy, or in your conclusion paragraph. So I'm going to go to my definition essay, and I know that my 3 body paragraphs are in a sequence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these sequence words, and I'm going to think about what words I might use for each paragraph. So if I go back to here's my first body paragraph. And my first point, which I took from my thesis statement, is that being a hero means staying true to yourself, even when it may not be easy to do so. Because this is my first statement I am making, I might go and look, and I might use this phrase, firstly. I could also use something like first and foremost, something like that. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to add firstly. Okay, because that's the first thing that I am talking about. Now, since I did that, I need to make sure that I go ahead and I make that be lowercase because we don't want an uppercase letter there. That's only at the beginning of sentences. Also, after any phrase or word, you need to make sure that you include a comma. So firstly, being a hero means staying true to yourself even when it may not be so easy to do so. I think that sounds a lot better than it did before. It kind of introduces my first topic. All right, so the next part, I say, in A Story of the South, James Roberson's Reverend urged people not to be violent even after his church was bombed. So since I am introducing some evidence here, so I'm going to maybe use one of these detail ones. So for example, for instance, I don't think that, in fact, in particular, maybe specifically would work here. I don't think that would work. So I might go and I just might write, for example, because this is an example of a hero here. For example, okay, comma, got a lowercase. In A Story of the South, James Roberson's Reverend urged people not to be violent. Okay, I think that sounds good. All right. And then here, I kind of, this is my commentary, right? So the Reverend stayed true to his beliefs and his cause of nonviolence, even in a violent situation. So I think, I don't think that I need to add any more transition words or phrases because I'm not adding ideas. No detail, no sequencing, and no contrasting. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next paragraph. Now, I'm introducing another point right here. So heroes take action even when the odds are against them. So I'm going to go look and maybe look at these sequence words and what one can I use. So it's my second point, so I think this would work, second or secondly. Maybe next or equally important. Okay, so just to change it up a little bit, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say equally important, comma, change the H. Heroes take action even when the odds are against them. Rosa Parks is an example of a hero that took action. Oh, okay, so I have my sequencing. I do give an example here, and then it says the next one, I'm introducing some evidence, right? So I state that she is an example. I don't think I need a sequence word. I'm going to go, and before here, I'm going to go, and since I'm adding that evidence, I'm going to look under adding detail. So I might think, I might say, for instance, in Celebrities as Heroes, it says Parks put herself at risk for the sake of others by refusing to give up her seat on the bus. Okay, I think that works. For instance, I'm giving an example with my evidence. And then again, I have my commentary. I'm explaining, so I don't need any transition words. Okay, there are examples of everyday people that are heroes as well. And then here, I'm talking about celebrities as heroes again. So I'm now going to go back and look at adding ideas because I'm adding on to the evidence that I've already stated. So I might use something like additionally, also, furthermore, in addition. So let's go. And I'm just going to use additionally. And oops, I put that in the wrong spot. I'm going to go down here and write additionally. Don't forget to lowercase that. And celebrities as heroes, it says firefighters. Okay, so there's more evidence, and I think that sounds much better. Okay, so then I'd go ahead and I'd do that in my third paragraph too, and I'd think about what sequence word would I use here, maybe thirdly, maybe finally or lastly. And then I'd go look in for my evidence and make sure I add an adding detail. If I'm using that negation strategy, again, I'd use some contrasting words, or if I'm adding more ideas, I'd use one of these. But I'm going to skip on down to the conclusion. Now, the conclusion is pretty simple. All you need to do is put a transition word or phrase at the beginning of the conclusion. So I'm going to look, and I'm going to go look at these. So in conclusion, accordingly, as a result, consequently, I think simply put, I'm just going to write in conclusion. I'm wrapping up. Okay, so in conclusion, staying true to who you are, taking action, and never giving up are the characteristics of a hero. Heroism is difficult to define, but there are clear characteristics to look for. Are you portraying these characteristics? Heroism is key to our society. So there you go. You've got some more transition words and phrases placed into your document to make some coherence, to make it flow a little bit better. Now you are going to go try and do this in your paper, and you need to make sure that you raise your hand for some help if you're still confused.